Welcome to the No Ideas original podcast featuring Shannon, Mr. Rob, and Ken, episode 153. What's up, yo? How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, good brothers?
Ain't nothing. Yo, how your week been so far?
Well, mine's just had a big birthday, big 50. Outside of that, man, that was the kickoff of my entire week, having that day, having y'all come through.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people came up, was driving, they was getting on me like, yo, Rob, you in witness protection? Why you live so far, bro?
Definitely in the middle of nowhere.
Where the hell do you live, bro? But it was a great turnout. I'm glad everyone came, glad everyone enjoyed themselves, and I enjoyed myself. God bless you all.
Yo, your neighbor, me and him had a great conversation. Yeah, yo, this dude had the crazy butter soft leather. I was telling him, like, yo, your coat is fly. You don't see coats like that no more. He had the Tony Soprano joint on.
Like, he's an actor, right? Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you say he had a SAG card and everything, right?
He had a SAG card. He was in The Departed. He's done a series of Sopranos. He also was in the Wu-Tang Saga series.
He was?
Yeah, when the Spanish dude came in, he came into the Italian spot, and then he walked out and got shot. He was one of them Italian guys that was sitting at the table talking to him.
Yeah, it's cool as hell, yo. He's very cool, very dope. Me and him was having a conversation. Some people wouldn't find interesting, but I find it extremely interesting. We was talking about the delivery fee associated with utilities now, and how the delivery fee is more than the actual usage. Like, yo, you can get your damn gas bill or your electric bill, and you know how you call it, your actual electric usage is $150, but the delivery fee is $400.
Yo, let me tell you something. Mr. Garro know how to cut corners. He know his stuff, bro.
Yo, he told me he heat his house with a wood pellet stove or something like that.
That's it, the whole crib. That joint back there, whole pellet stove, man. Shout out to Mr. Garro, Miss Mona, my neighbors.
God bless him.
In the wood sticks.
Yo, so we got a dope episode tonight. I feel like we kind of got like, yo, we becoming like honorary Queensbridge affiliates because we have a lot of people from QB that grace this platform. Absolutely. You know, this brother we got coming on tonight, Challace, is a dude who been around for a minute in QB, from Super Kids to Killa Kidz to the QB Finest album to Lake's 41st Side album to his own projects. Even did work with our people's Straight Bangers. Did projects with them. You know, he was on their 2020 project. You know, and now he got a new project coming out on New Year's Day that we're gonna find out more about. So I'm happy to bring to the platform Mr. Challace. And then the other thing I should say is he's also on the No Ideas original podcast compilation as well. Challace, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Yeah. What's popping, yo?
Ain't nothing, man. How you doing?
Ain't shit, bro.
I'm good, my G's. Salute.
Yo, appreciate you pulling up, man. And also thank you publicly for the turnaround on the record, on the verse. Yeah. You know, like for some people, we gotta wait forever for a verse. But yo, he was like, nah, I got you next day.
Bang.
No, facts. I'm in the matrix right now. You know, I'm like in the middle of recording like several projects. So I'll just tell everybody, yo, just send it. I'll lay that shit real quick.
That's what's up. I appreciate that. Yo, so tell us what it was like growing up in QB and how you actually got into writing rhymes.
So, like, growing up in QB is like, you know, it's kind of crazy because, one, it's the biggest projects, you know what I mean? 96 buildings on 6 blocks, you know what I mean? I actually started writing when I was young as hell, probably like 7, 8 years old.
Right.
You know, my uncles, shout out my uncles, you know, from Castle Hill Projects.
Nice.
My uncle Q Banger and Grandmaster Ed, you know what I mean? Q Banger actually was he recorded all Remy Ma's, you know, first. Remy was like, you know, our neighbors and shit. So, you know, they pretty much got me started, like, you know, being around them, you know what I mean, just freestyling and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know, just being in the bridge, you know, just being around people, you know, really rest in peace, Prince AD, Killer Shaw. You know, he lived in the next building from me, you know what I mean? That was like my big brother. And you know, he was actually Mobb Deep's DJ.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? At the time. So, he kind of like the nigga was always DJing next door to me in my next building. I always hear music and shit. So I just hollered at him one day like, yo, I rap, man. What's up? He like, yo, he pretty much scooped me under the wing, and then shit, it just got lit from there, man.
Yo, what is it about the affiliation? It seems like there's some sort of law of attraction between Queensbridge and the Bronx. Like we had Nation on Bronx resident, V12 Bronx resident, Bronx roots. Like what's up with the connection?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean it's the birthplace of hip hop versus Queensbridge. It's a lot of history.
It's crazy.
Before, you know what I mean? Before niggas was even born. It's a lot of history. So, you know what I mean? It's just a 360, man.
Word.
That's a fact, man. And to think, I was just doing the knowledge of this, man. A lot of MCs come out of Queens.
Yeah, man. I think I was just having a debate with my boy about this shit. I think we got the borough got the most MCs.
The most MCs, hands down.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
even,
facts.
I mean, you can go to Staten Island, you can go to Brooklyn. Brooklyn got a lot of MCs.
Mm-hmm.
But from start to finish, you go from run to now, there's no way Queens got it hands down.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I'm agree with that.
Let me ask you this. In your opinion, what's QB's legacy? With all that talent coming out of them 96 blocks, what would you say QB's legacy would be or could be?
I mean, it's to me like right now, I'm really kind of pissed off because it's a lot of talent. Like I'm a young OG now, like you know what I mean? But it's a lot of young talent that's not getting the recognition, to keep the torch, to keep the fucking torch going. And I'm not gonna point no fingers at nobody, but I feel like it could have been handled. Shit could have been handled different, like you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you got Nas, Nature, Mega, Mob. Fuck, man, there's just so many. The OGs. Yeah, the OGs got the blueprint. They should have had the labels popping and bringing this young talent out. So like with the legacy, I feel like the legacy is really kind of fucked up right now. You know what I mean?
Huh?
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man.
Is that? Let me ask you this: is that the development of QB United when it got you, Piff?
So with that, like when I tried to do QB United, it was like, shout out Metta World Peace. He pretty much was a silent partner behind all that shit. You know what I mean? Well, before I started, I came to him with the idea. He was like, yo, number one, don't get your feelings in this shit. Like, you know what I mean? This shit is business. And I'm more like, I'm more got the relationships with, all the younger artists. I'm like, nah, fuck it. I could get them to do it. And it just went left, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like far as like the hunger, come to the studio, you know what I mean? Just you're dealing with 20 fucking egos. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard, but I still feel I pat myself on the back if niggas don't, to do it, to try to do it. Like, you know what I mean? I felt good trying to do it. So it is what it is.
Because brothers like AG Flow, Young Aura, that was I heard a song all y'all did, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is coming behind Mobb Deep and the rest of these niggas?
Man, I'll be so mad that, you know what I mean, that them names that you threw out there are not, in the forefront right now. Because honestly, if anybody was to ask me, like, who's it in the bridge outside of me, like, of course, but outside of me, they got it. You know what I mean? They got it.
You hear
it, man.
You can hear it. The niggas is hungry as fuck, bro.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. With that situation Rob was talking about, if there's anything that you feel you could have did different, what would you have did with the QB United?
Man, I'll probably number one, it wasn't no budget. You know what I mean? That shit was all done out of relationships on the strength of me and Ron. You know what I mean? I really like Shot Money. We did the record called Certified with me, Nation, Littles, and Ron, just talking shit on it. But that was out of, you know what I mean? He gave me the beat on this. He gave me beats for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Steve Solar, super engineer. He did all Mobb Deep, you know what I mean? Engineer all
Yeah.
Mobb Deep. He mixed the project for me for free.
Wow.
So it's like, you know what I mean? I wish it was a budget, because money always talks. You know what I mean? I wish it was a budget to, yo, listen, all right, fuck it. Here's 3 G's. Here's 3 G's for everybody. That would have made, you know what I mean? That would have made it it would have made it a little bit easier. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, I want to go back for a second, because you were saying in terms of like the ego for like the QB United project and getting all those egos together. Do you think ego played a factor into why that first layer of like the QB, not Pine, because it wasn't the first, it was the second tier. First tier, I would say, it was Shan, Marley, them dudes, whatever. But second tier, when you start looking at the Nas's, the Natures, the Megas, the Mob, you know, like, do you think ego played a role in preventing them helping to cultivate that next level of talent?
Yeah, man. I don't know if it's just ego. It could have been financial shit too. Because that, like, I don't know, that shit is different, you know what I mean, with contracts. And now that it's later on in the years, now, you know, the stories is coming out. Money played a lot of part with, you know what I mean, versus egos. It played a lot of parts. So it's like, I don't know. I could say egos too, because, you know, you dealing. It's like, if you signed under Nas, it's like, how can you come and be on a record after him? It's like, you know what I mean? And then if he was the co-sign and say, yo, he's it. Yeah. I don't know. Some niggas' egos might be like, well, shit, yeah, I'm it. God's son just said I'm it. You know what I mean? So
I think you know what, one of the things that I think that happens too, that I find, like, just in terms of like relationships and not even music related stuff, like, as a person that I grew up in the hood, and I've extended opportunities to people in the hood around different things. And I think sometimes when you extend those opportunities and they don't work out, or you get burnt by extending those opportunities, you become reluctant to want to extend them again, because you're like, damn, I keep my arm on the strength and I keep getting burned by it. But you know what? People don't have the perspective that you have. Like, they don't know that you extended those opportunities. They just be like, yo, you in a position to put me in a position. Do you think some of that could have happened?
Facts, big facts, man. It's like the situation, like with Nas and Nature. You know what I mean? Now that all that shit is out in the air, when Nature told the story, he went on several platforms and told the stories how, you know, he was under Nas had this nigga on Clue, had him everywhere.
Yeah, them popping.
But he didn't. Yeah. But he didn't sign him. And Trackmasters, you know what I mean? I guess not backdoored him, but they came at him. Nigga need money. He's, you know what I mean? He got the buzz. He took the deal. You know what I mean? So then that's when shit, you know what I mean, kind of went bad between them. And it's like, what do you do when you in, you know what I mean? You're in a predicament like that. Anybody can say, oh, I would have did this. But picture being in Nature's shoes. Like, what you would have did? You hot. You know what I mean? You hot now. Nas gave you the, you know what I mean? He gave you the opportunity to get hot. But now, like, what we doing? We at step 1. Let's go to step 2. Sign me. Yeah. So I'm supposed to shelf myself.
Yeah. You know what it is though. I think that also sometimes happens with us. I think the formality of it, like the paperwork part, you know, like I think people struggle with having that conversation around, like, all right, so how do we put this on paper? And then for some reason, when things do get on paper, sometimes it changes the nature of the relationship. But after the fact, people appreciate paper. But if you gotta, like, if me and you was cool, we've been chilling, we knew each other for 15 years, and I come to you and I be like, yo, Challace, we about to get this bread, but I need you to sign this paper. You're gonna be like, yo, Shannon, I knew you for 15 years. You good, my G. Like, we got it. This, that.
Yeah, but every artist is not good businessman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. So that's what fucks everything. If niggas would just all right, I'm the artist, I'm gonna be the artist. Let me pay, you know what I mean? Let me pay the businessman to take care of the business. Yeah, you can't be the artist and the businessman, man. It's not happening unless you know what I mean, got certificates for this. Like, you went to school and know the business. Yeah. You know what I mean? Paper wise, you gotta step back, bro.
And most of the business, sadly, most of the business that artists have learned has been because they were put in positions where they may have gotten cheated or whatever it is. So it just makes it a little dicey in terms of relationship.
Yeah,
Let me ask you, when did you realize that you actually had something and you know, like, oh, yo, I could actually do this and make bread off of it?
Man, once I like with the whole Killa Kidz situation is when, you know, I felt it. I was 14, 15, you know, doing shit, you know, recording at that level. ADAT, you know what I mean? ADAT. Like I got shit on ADAT, 2-inch reels.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? That's when I kind of felt like my first wax, my first record pretty much was with Prince AD.
Mm-hmm.
This shit is crazy. It's an old ass record, but it's called Lyrical Flavor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he brought me to the studio one day, like, yo, come through. Chuck Chill Out is there. I'm like, all right, like this is hip hop history right here. So Chuck Chill Out is there, and I'm pretty much, you know, like through my uncles and shit, like I gotta know a lot about hip hop. So I knew who he was. Yo, go in there and spit a verse or whatever. So I spit a verse, and they actually put the record out, like it's fucking 2-inch. So that was the first time when I seen, you know, my name on wax, and I heard my shit on wax, and I heard them spinning that shit on BLS. I was like, oh shit, I'm 15.
Hooked.
Right.
Lit.
Wow.
It's lit.
15 on
lit.
BLS?
Yeah, fact.
Yo.
Yeah.
So not everybody knows what ADATs are. So some people may be familiar with DATs. DATs were the little kind of like hard. ADATs was the joints that looked like almost like kind of like VHS.
Yeah, man. I feel old, man.
Word. So yo, but no, this is good because this talks about, for people who may not be aware, like the evolution of music, like, you know, moving from a reel to 8 DATs to DATs. You know, now everything being digital. Very different. Go ahead, Rob.
No, I was gonna going back to business, man. What was it like being signed True Warrior? And my second question was, yourself, Mr. QB, and Foul Monday. Were y'all looking to be a group? Were y'all a group at that point?
Yeah. Hey, y'all got some good ass questions. I ain't gonna cry. Y'all got some good ass questions. So it's kind of crazy because we kind of like skipping chapters, but I'm gonna just try to, like, you know, make this shit quick. So with True Warrior, so actually Ruck, Mr. QB, and Foul Monday, they're actually the new additions to Killa Kidz.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So that's how. So Ron started. Me and Ron got cool after I did the QB Finest album because he didn't know I was Challace. So with Killa Kidz, I was Psycho Child. You know what I mean? Yeah. And a lot of people knew me from that name. You know what I mean? And you know, like with weed, like I was like selling hell of weed. So a lot of people knew me as Psycho. So I'm gonna just give you the, you know, breakdown of my new name, and I'm gonna make this shit quick. So a lot of people knew me, you know, from weed as Psycho Child, and you know, I smoked a lot. Right. So one day, the Dread, I went to go get, you know, a pound of stuff from the Dread. He's like, man, you smoke like a Chalice.
I'm about to say.
So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck is a Chalice? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so he told me. I looked it up. I seen a pimp cup, you know, a pimp cup. I seen, you know, the cup they drink Jesus' blood out of, whatever religious shit. And I seen a pipe, like a chalice.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, that sounds dope. Psycho Chalice. And I'm like, nah, that's just, I got to get rid of Psycho. So Chalice, you know what I mean? And then pretty much, so Ron found out, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, yo, the song Money, yo, who the fuck is Chalice? So a mutual friend, I always knew Ron because he lived on on 10th Street on the other side. So I met him and shit. He like, yo, I want to do music, blah, blah. So I start doing music with him. I'm like, yo, you know, my other people's whatever. He got with Foul Monday and Ruck, Mr. QB, and he tried to form a group. We was we was Worldwide Warriors. You know, during the whole Lakers championship run, we just made a group.
Right.
You know what I mean? He like, fuck it, you know, pretty much I felt like he was like, yo, I can't focus on one nigga. So let me just try to throw all three in a group, and we just put some shit out. So that's how that happened, man.
Okay.
I got a question for you. Listen, in that whole QB's Finest album, there's only 2 people with solo songs.
Yeah.
You and Nas, how did that come about?
So it's crazy. Actually, I got the intro for my mixtape. I got Ron pretty much breaking that shit down. But I don't know how that came about because so I'm gonna try to break this shit down quick, man. It's just crazy. So shout out Nate Sean, you know what I mean? Nate Sean, that's my boy. We go way back. Ruck, Mr. QB, and Nate Sean is cousins. You know what I mean? So I always knew Nate Sean. So Nate, I seen Nate one day, right? He doing a fucking interview with Double XL. He's walking with the reporter, like, yo, what y'all doing? Y'all, I got the bottle, come to the crib, you know, I'm doing an interview. I'm like, fuck it, do it in my crib. So he come to my crib, do the interview, we start rapping, and then interview over and shit. That's crazy because Double XL, they dig in the archives, they got this shit, you know what I mean? But he leaves, he hit me up the fucking, like, a few hours, like, yo, come meet Esco. I'm like, I've been knew Nas, you know what I mean, since Killa Kidz. Me and Nas used to rank, joke all the time. Like, he know me as a snotty, you know what I mean, a snotty nose nigga. Yeah. So I fucking meet Nas in the back of the projects. He's in the fucking experience cab. He's in a cab. You know what I mean? I'm not starstruck, but I'm like, the fuck, this is Nas. Like, that's this the king. This is the king of Queensbridge. I don't care what anybody say. So you know what I mean? I go to the studio, I do the first joint, shit called Hood Parties. He's actually on the hook. Wow. You know what I mean? And I guess I killed it. And he gave me his number. He's like, yo, hit me. So I start going to the studio. I got several tracks, you know what I mean, with Bravehearts, Havoc Beats, Dame Grease, Mary J. Like, I got big records, you know, big records with him.
Damn.
So right before, I think, 9/11, I was in Virginia with my cousin and shit smoking, and I wrote Money in the fucking car, just riding on the instrumental. I just wrote Money, and I spit it on his voicemail. And he fucking hit me back, and like an hour, like, yo, come fly out. I want you to record that shit. Yeah. So I'm like, fuck it.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, he fly me out, and I get there. Alchemist is there. I met Alchemist several times, you know, through Prodigy. So I'm like, all right. So we go through like 80 beats. No lie, like 80 beats. Nas is damn near going to sleep. And then Money come on. Dun, 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 the beat come on. And Bravehearts, Nas like, yo, that's it. So I lay it. And then the hook was actually longer than it really is. So Nas was like, yo, yo, just cut it. Yo, just repeat it, man. So I repeat it. It's like, that's it. And then shit, like 3 days later, he like, yo, come back to the studio. And I came back, and that shit was on a 2-inch reel.
Damn.
I was like, shit, they had bottles and shit. Like, yo, I knew I made the once I seen that shit on the 2-inch, I'm like, I made the fucking album. You know what I mean? And I didn't I'm sorry, I'm trying to make this shit short.
Nah. It's a good story.
I didn't know I only had a solo on there. Actually, it's 3. Prodigy got his own solo on there. It was Prodigy on solo, but Nas hopped on it.
Self-conscious.
Yeah. And it's crazy. He asked us too, should I put it on there? He was in the hospital. That's why he couldn't get a newer verse. Yeah. So he took Self-Conscious and then did that shit. But yeah, that's how I didn't know I had the only artist not signed with a solo record on that album.
Yeah, that's a crazy record. Yo, so what was it like? What was the recording process like recording QB Finest versus the late 41st Side album too? Because you on there as well.
Man, big difference because you actually got a budget from Columbia and Sony. You know what I mean? QB Finest album, he had $1 million budget for that shit.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Hold on, niggas is texting me. I'm trying to tell them, yo, jump on the live, motherfucker. Yeah, that I was young learning the business. Shout out to Littles. Littles put me on. I got some crazy ass stories, but Littles put me on a lot of shit and helped me get all my money. You know what I mean? Off that album, damn near it's platinum. It's sold more than platinum. And yeah, man, this shit is crazy, man. The difference is with the budget and the superstars versus 41st Side album was superstars but gangsters.
Hood,
you know what I mean? This is Lake. You know what I mean? I knew Lake since I was young too. Sharon the Worm used to live in my building, so I knew. You know what I mean? I was tied in. But the 41st Side album was gangsters. You know what I mean? Real gang, guns out. You know what I mean? Fucking work out like crazy.
You get
crazy
one
shit.
take. You get one take.
No, but it wasn't. No, but I never. Not saying I was shook. I wasn't shook, but I was like, Lake. What I like about Lake, and I still to this day I see him. I never got that impression like, yo, you know what I mean? That one, yo, go in there, don't fuck up my album, Bob. Yo, you know what I mean? It was, yo, you good? Yo, you need. Is it too cold in here? Yo, that niggas get out of here. Yo, we record like, you know what I mean? He melted. It was
accommodating.
Yo, I want to go back for a second because you mentioned Littles, and you know, Straight Bangers had opportunity to do a lot of work with Littles also. And to me, like Littles is another dude. Littles is a dude who came out of jail and really got like on his business grind. A lot of people don't know. Like it was a point with Littles before I guess they fell out. He was managing Mobb Deep, right? Wasn't he like their tour manager or something?
Man,
like that?
This is something a lot of people don't know. Littles managed Moneybagg Yo before he super took off. So he always had that, you know, that business mindset.
And Littles to me is one of the first people that I seen like be successful doing like the independent grassroots grind, like with DVDs, CDs, or whatever.
I
Like,
just watched this old DVD. And I hit him too. Like, man, this shit is inspiration. Like, I don't think no nigga ever do that. Like, Best of the Block. Shout out Best of the Block.
Yo, Littles is like a lot of people don't realize like the work that he put in his business acumen. I don't know where him and Mobb Deep relationship went wrong. But you know, like to me, like I've always respected his business acumen. Like I think dude is just really good.
Hey, the key word in that sentence when you say where it went wrong, but before that you said business. That's the answer to your question, right? If he's business savvy and these are artists trying to do business, if that shit ain't right, oh yeah. Now the gangster come out. I'm just keeping it a buck, like you know what I mean?
Yo, I was the other day I was looking at what is it? Is it a Murder Music? The Murder Music movie, and I always left the little scene in the beginning. Oh man, so y'all originally before Killa Kidz, you was Super Kids, right?
No, so Super Kids was I was never a part of that. It was always Killa Kidz. You know what I mean? We started Killa Kidz with you know, shout out rest in peace, Killer Shaw, Prince AD. You know what I mean? He was the big homie, you know what I mean, of the whole group. He pretty much put it together. So Killa Kidz was Killer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was 5 of us. So we went off of numbers. It was me, Prince AD, Third Surgeon, Superb, MC, and Baby Sham. Yeah. So I'm gonna make this quick. We put a few records out, you know what I mean? We did Future Flavors. Future Flavors was that's what we knew. But with Marley, even though, you know, Marley's from our block, you know, 41st out of Vernon. So we knew Marley, but it was hard as fuck to get on Future Flavors because that shit is like flex now. Like, you know what I mean? So we sent him a record. He was the first one to break our record. And no lie, he played that shit every Sunday. Like he played it and we kind of like, we took off. And then after that was Stretch and Barbito. I don't know who could dig. We went on Stretch and we killed that shit for like an hour straight, rhyming. And it was just, you know, it was on from there. It was on.
Yo, if you understand, you know, for folks that's not from New York City, if you made it to Stretch and Barbito, you were Stretch and Barbito, you were like you were a god. Like all the big name acts that you hear now, you know, from back then, are all people who went to Stretch and Barbito.
Hey, I gotta give credit to Prince AD, Killer Shaw. He was like, he knew a lot of, not just him being Mobb Deep DJ, but he knew a lot of people. Like, he was cool with Flex, rest in peace, Big Cap.
Mm-hmm.
That was our big homie too. So he put all that shit together for us. You know what I mean?
Talk about QB Bronx connection. How'd you link up with Straight Bangers?
So, but Straight Bangers from the Bronx?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't even know. How the fuck? That's crazy. How the fuck did I meet Straight Bangers? Somebody, he did work for a few artists in QB.
He did work for Littles.
Yeah. So I don't know how the fuck we meet. I think it was off Twitter. Twitter, and he just sent me a pack, and I was like,
nice.
All right, fuck it. Yeah, let's go. And then we was actually working on the Killa Kidz new project, and it fell through. But Straight Bangers got like 4 joints on that.
He did the joint, the Mob joint, the Mobb Deep joint.
Yeah. With me and Ruck. Damn, y'all doing your homework. Shit. That's crazy. Yeah. Fact. Shout out Straight Bangers. I'm glad you brought that up. We actually just reconnect. He just sent me a pack yesterday. He sent me another pack. So I'm actually doing a project with him.
Okay.
Like right now. Like after this first project I'm dropping on New Year's, I'm coming straight in, Straight Bangers, straight gutter, QB, like real gutter shit.
Yeah, word. Go ahead, Ken.
No, man. Listen, just going back. I know Metta's different. And listen, y'all was out there touring the Lord. How was it out there with Fat Joe? Fat Joe opening up or something? Because I know,
man, y'all got some, man. How y'all get these questions, yo? What the fuck?
We make sure we do our research on anybody that we talk to.
Crazy. Hey, so that tour, I'm trying to make all these stories quick because shit, I got a million stories. But yeah, that tour. So Ron was actually, cool with Fat Joe, from Rucker.
From Rucker, yeah.
And, a lot of shit. They won the championship. Fat Joe tried to get Ron the fucking iced out Rolly, but Ron couldn't take it, because of the NBA policy. Yeah, it's how Fat Joe. So Ron actually, this shit is crazy. He paid for us to go on that tour. 100 bands. 100 bands.
Wow.
This is Fat Joe's first time going overseas.
Okay.
Right, because he don't fly. Well, he didn't like flying.
Yeah, he never liked flying. So we got cool with Cap. Cap was being our DJ for a few shows. So we took Cap. We went about 5 deep. And that tour was amazing, man. European tour. We toured the whole Europe like fucking 3 months.
Damn.
And yeah, man, it was crazy, man. Super crazy. Nigga almost risked his marriage, everything. Like, shout out Metta World Peace. Cause he didn't tell. He was married. He didn't tell her that he was going. You know what I mean? On tour. This nigga, the 3rd show, I think we in fucking Italy. And he like, yo, I gotta go home. I'll be back. So we actually got into an argument because. I'm like, what the fuck you mean you gotta go home? You be back. Yo, I'm leaving Cap all the money. Yeah, it was crazy, man. But shout out Metta World Peace. We got a lot of stories. Shout out Fat Joe. A lot of stories.
Yo, did y'all hit up Amsterdam?
Hell
yeah. I've never been, but I've heard great things. What'd you think of Amsterdam?
Hey man, rest in peace, Big Cap. The tour bus pull out Amsterdam. You know what I mean? This nigga get off the bus with a big Dutchie. You know what I mean? Yeah. Roll the ooh-wop, 2 Dutchies together. He lighted up, asked the cop, hey, officer, with a coffee shop. I'm shook like, yo, this nigga talking to police. Cops, yo, it's down the block. Went there. Cap took us all over Amsterdam. Bob Marley coffee shop, go there. We walked through the red light district. Yo, it's lit. Amsterdam lit.
Yo, did you get an opportunity to meet Kobe?
I met Kobe 3 times. The first time we was outside the practice facility, we talking this shit, and we like, yo, damn, the weather's crazy out here. Then the motherfucker was like, yeah, man, this shit is off the hook out here. It be hot as fuck. And I turned around and it was fucking Kobe. And I was like, oh shit, like, Ron at that time, Ron is just at the Lakers, so it's like, Ron, that's my man, he the man, but this Kobe, nigga. Oh, I'm sorry. No. I was like, oh shit, Kobe, yo, what's up? He's like, all right. And then they was just like, yo, you know, Kobe take a helicopter, a gold helicopter to practice. I'm like, yeah, fuck out of here. And then 5 minutes later, this nigga just like goes off in the sunset, like in a chopper off of practice. So yeah, Kobe was ill, man, super ill.
Yo, so what made you venture, or how'd you find yourself becoming a solo artist? Because a lot of your experiences in groups, and do you like being a solo artist?
Yeah, I mean, I love being a solo artist. I kind of like, so with Killa Kidz, we kind of like shit wasn't working. So with Baby Sham, he pretty much Busta was shooting a video with Missy and on 21st Street, right in our hood.
Mm-hmm.
He rapped for Busta. Mobb Deep was there. So the gangsters was like, Busta's feeling them, yo. They looking at Sham like, yo, you signed when we fucking you up. Like, you know what I mean? So he wound up signing with Busta. He left. Me and his brother actually became a group. And that's how we almost signed to Infamous Records before it was, you know what I mean? Infamous Records before Bars and Hooks. Me and his brother. So damn, this shit is crazy. I'm kind of lost.
Yo, so I'm under the impression, I don't know why I thought Baby Sham signed to Busta.
Right,
he did.
Was he on Flip Mode?
He did.
Yeah.
He signed the Flip Mode. They actually did the album. Everything went good, and I don't know. Like with Buzz, that whole I got a real close relationship with Buzz because I was there for like the whole duration of Extinction Level Event. You know, a few albums, the whole Flip Mode making album. Like Sham brought me, you know, to every session. But I don't know. Like once again, some artists are not fucking good CEOs. You know what I mean? Lord have mercy, Rod Digger. You know what I mean? Rock Marciano is the only one.
I love Rock.
He's the only one out that, you know,
that's undeniable though.
That but I'm just saying that made it on his own.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? He didn't need Busta to bring him the labels. He fucking did the footwork. You know what I mean?
I think Rock drop a single almost every week, son.
Hey, he lit. Independent niggas is lit.
For real, man.
Yeah.
That Meek Flow video, where'd you shoot that at?
Man, y'all doing homework. Damn, this is
Yo,
crazy.
son, because at that video, it looks super simple, but the energy in that video, I love that shit, son.
It looked like, to me, it looked like you in Vegas.
There you go.
Because of the mountains, right? Because of the mountains.
Yeah. I used to live in Vegas. I just moved. I'm in ATL now. I used to live in Vegas, and I just was like, fuck, let me drop some shit, and I shot it. So Meek Flow, obviously, the inspiration is inspired by Meek. Absolutely. You get what I'm saying? So just the energy and everything, it's like a Meek record, like, you know what I mean? So I just shot it and threw it out, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What's your impression of Vegas, of being somebody from New York City? Because I mean, I to me, like, Vegas is
whack.
There you go.
No disrespect to Vegas. Any Vegas viewers, no disrespect. But it's a difference for being a tourist and living there. I live there. It's small. Like, we from the city. You know what I mean? Used to, you know what I mean? It's small as fuck. It's dirty. You know what I mean? You can't even. It's the desert. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
Yo, Vegas just to me just give like 42nd Street and that 80s, early 90s vibe.
Yeah. Hey, they got it's called the Old Vegas. You ever been to the Old Vegas?
Yeah, downtown
Fremont Street.
Yeah, so that's the 40 Deuce, nigga.
Fremont Street. Yeah.
The new Vegas is like, I don't know, but the new Vegas is up in it. Yeah.
You're right.
The Old Vegas is 40 Deuce. They drummers, you know what I mean? Drummers, niggas pop locking and shit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What's the hip hop scene like in Vegas though? Because I know you checked that out.
I didn't really. It was, you know, they more like they West Coast artists, like, you know what I mean. So I went to a few. I checked a few out. I performed a few times out there. My last show was actually with rest in peace Slim. What Slim? Slim 600, 500, 300.
Dude, okay.
YG artist. That Slim 400. I'm tripping.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. They West Coast artists, so it's like, you know what I mean. It's alright, like, you know what I mean. It's alright.
Yeah. I mean, that's to me, it's like some dope people in the West Coast, but then there's like West Coast that just, you know,
too much. Nobody's like, when I like perform and do shit, like I consider myself as a real MC artist. Like, you know what I mean? I could rap about, I got so many different styles. So when I see somebody and they just one dimensional and every artist sound the same, it's like, damn, like.
Nursery, you don't like nursery rhymes. You don't like simple.
No, I mean, I got some dumb it down records because like you gotta think like everybody's not gonna like everything you do. Yeah. So you're gonna have niggas that like he's spitting. You're gonna like the conscious. You're gonna like the club. Right. You're gonna like the trap. I need to hear niggas cooking up, whipping up. So you gotta give them everything. That's more like that kind of explains my style. Like I never, if you kind of like listen to my records, I never sound the same on no record. Never. You know what I mean? Like a fucking chameleon.
Yo, so one thing I'm sure you probably like about Vegas, did you go to Dre's?
Lived in that motherfucker. This shit was lit. Damn, niggas was texting me. Yeah, shout out Dre's. Dre's was lit. First thing I did when I got out there was found a plug promoter. If you don't know the promoters, you're paying $100, $150 to get in. You know what I mean? Fabulous hell, $200. Now I'm getting it free with comps. So yeah.
Yo, I feel like did Fabulous have a residency with them? Because I felt like Fab was always at
Fab, Rick Ross, Gucci.
Wayne, probably, right?
Fab, Rick Ross, Gucci, Trey Songz, I think Luda. Yeah, mad niggas got residencies.
Yeah. Like how you call it. So to go back to let's talk more about like the independent wave. Like, what is your impression now on direct to consumer music? Whereas before you needed, like you said, that label, you needed them dudes to co-sign you and walk you in to a label. But now it's kind of like, yo, if you dope, you put your own work out and let people consume it. So what's your thought process around that?
I like it and I don't like it. You know what I mean? I like it because it's easier to drop a record, you know what I mean, and just be out. Like the labels kind of like control how much content and shit you could put out versus now you could just, if you're independent, you could drop whenever. And then I don't like the stream shit. Like I just was like listening, like trying to get a breakdown of it. So they saying it's the NBA YoungBoy rule. So now they double the sales of each streams. I think it's 3,000. It was 3,000 each.
Equals one, right?
I think it was like 1,500 streams was one sale. Now it's like 3,000 equals one sale. Like I like physical copies. Like that's when you know niggas was selling.
Right.
Yo, 200,000. Ain't nobody selling. Yo, he sold 200,000. You see niggas at Times Square, TRL. When your shit drop, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers, ain't no CD. You go in the store, yo, no CDs, it's gone. You knew niggas was selling.
Right.
So now it's like, you go online, like this shit is kind of broke. I hate the stream and shit. I hate it and I like it.
Yeah. You know what's bug about like the streaming joint too or whatever is like streaming has really made people step back and look at like physical copy numbers. And kind of try to act like before, people would have a week where, all right, they did 200, 300,000 like that. People be like, oh, this dude did 200,000. Now for the life of your project in terms of physical copy to do 200,000, like I think physical copies for King Disease 3 may have been like 30,000 copies.
Yeah.
People like, yo, that's good.
That's like acceptable now. Yeah, 30,000 is fucking. That's triple copper right there. Like,
but yo, that's where we are. But to me, like the physical copies also makes it easier for auditing purposes. The actual when you start looking at the streams, I feel like there's such a manipulation of streams. Like you think about the dude, the 6ix9ine dude had like the stream farms or whatever, where somebody just running the records behind the scene straight, and it's not an accurate depiction on how the music is actually received. Like can you actually connect the fan to that stream? Probably not. So a lot of streams is inflated numbers also.
Yeah, man, I hate that nigga, man, for real. He's a fucking this nigga's a hip hop cancer, man. Get him the fuck out of exile him. Get him out of here, man.
Forever.
Fucking the culture up. I can't stand. I hate that nigga. Sorry. But yeah,
What-
you're right.
It's all right.
What is it about him though that makes you say like, yo, you hate him for hip hop?
Because he's fabricated. He's fabricated 100%. It's a difference. You know, rap is fabricated to a certain extent, but he's just too like super fabricated. You can't really talk. You know, you can't talk that shit like that, and then to be a full blown rap and think it's cool, like you pushing this shit, like you pushing this agenda. Now look with Gunna and all this shit. Well, it ain't that bad. It's bad, bro. It's bad. And then like he's proud of it. You know what I mean? He didn't say, yo, I would. Now I look at it like, damn, niggas did kidnap, like niggas try to violate him. But he could have handled that a whole different. You know how you get up, yo, man, yeah, it was him. Yo, yeah, put him away for 30 years. Then you back. Now you hold up. We're gonna make this shit quick. Now you get released, and now you antagonizing. He's a fed. You get what I'm saying? This shit is undercover. You antagonizing motherfuckers, yo. And then you got police with you. So the first time somebody dump on you, you know what I mean? Somebody dump. I can't wait. Everybody get their day. And I can't wait until niggas wake him up. Because you fucking the culture up, bro. Like,
yo, you know something though? Like part of the responsibility is his. Another part of responsibility though is actually the people in the hood that still allow it to go on and embrace it, because it's a different day and age. You know, like
bro, it's money. Bro.
Integrity and values is not the same as what it used to be. Like back in the days, you was done behind something like that.
Because it's money. You just seen the not too long, a few months ago, he back in the fucking hood in Brooklyn with some other niggas. You know what I mean? They in the video, yeah, but they looking behind, they you know, looking around. You know he dropped, you know he paid niggas, yo, just here's a stack, just stand here and look cool with me. It's money now, man. It's money and clout. Clout is the number one drug, like it's the number one drug, man. I can't stand this shit, man.
You know, Jay-Z said this though a while ago. Remember when 30's new 20?
Yup.
Was snitching is the shit.
Yup. I love Jay-Z. I fuck with him heavy.
Yo, I asked a lot of the QB artists this, so I'll put it to you also. Like in a hood that's that rich in talent, that's basically like a talent incubator. What does the artist need to do to stand out, to set themselves aside from the 150 other dudes, or it's at least 5 dudes that rap in each building?
Because it's like right now, the only artist I see that's like right there is Piff. Piff Jones is right there, not only because of his talent, because I like him as an artist overall. Like when him and Chef La, them two dudes are like real artists. But like with Piff, his advantage is he's Dave East. You know, he's Dave East, right? He's right there with Dave East. That's his man. So that's the only little bit of leverage that he got, you know what I mean, to get. He's halfway in the door in the industry. He's halfway in there. So I just don't like how, you know, once again, the OGs, man, that could walk, these niggas could walk niggas in the label. Hey, this is the next one out of QB, sign it. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's an ongoing thing, man. The gap between the OGs and the youth, man, and that apparently it's stopping a lot of things from happening, man, and it shouldn't.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not saying it's not jealousy. I can't say jealousy. How can it be jealousy when they made it already? You know what I mean? Yeah. I can't say it's jealousy. At one point with me, I felt like it was you know, like niggas was scared. You know what I mean? Like niggas were scared. Because when you start listening to like a real artist and how he putting this shit together compared to, you know, the OGs, it's like, damn, I can't let him, you know what I mean? I can't put him on right now. I can't.
Right. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I can see the content. Or people being fearful for their spot. Like,
yeah, man. But how can you be fearful? Because you made it already. What is it? You in legacy, you in history. How can you be scared?
You know what that comes from though? Like if you think about it, like especially in our culture, we created this mindset that there only can always be one, and you always in competition with somebody, right? So look at it. When we talk about LeBron and KD, we acknowledge that they both great basketball players, but we also compare like, yo, who's better, LeBron or KD? Who's better, Jay-Z or Nas? You know, who's better, Foxy or Kim? Who's better?
It's bullshit because it's different pedigrees. You know, they got different shit about them that make you like them. You like LeBron because overall he can pass, score. You know what I mean? You like KD because he got the killer. He come in there and drop 50 on you. You get what I'm saying? So it's different. It's just sprinkled different pedigrees, and that's what make you like, you know. Like,
but if we embrace that mindset, if we only always hear it got to be this person or that person, then I can see people being fearful. Like, damn, like right now it's me. If I put this next person in position, is it still gonna be me? Like, I don't know if people have the mindset to understand. Like, yo, it's more than $1 out there. Like, we could all get money. But everybody think like
nobody don't, or we wouldn't even be having this discussion right now. It'd be several. One nigga would have been like, I'm signing only QB artists. My whole roster is only niggas from my hood. But it don't have to be like that. You just get one. Just pick one. Just get one. You know what I mean? And give him the shot. Because once he get the shot and he excel, then he opened the door for the rest of it.
Another one, right?
You know what I mean? So that's the only way that the legacy is gonna keep going. Right now, as far as with our legacy, it's not tarnished, but it's a fucking roadblock in between it. So until you know somebody with power, just you know what I mean, or how it normally happens, it's always somebody that's not from you know what I mean, the area, or you know what I mean, to scoop that diamond in the rough out, and then boom, Now,
but sometimes that's because when people stand too close to it, they can't really appreciate it. You know, and then the people from afar come along. I felt like at one point, though, I ain't gonna front. I felt like at one point that Prodigy was kind of like that dude, and I don't know if he was doing it because Prodigy wasn't originally from QB.
Only one. He actually got on board with the QB United situation. He got on board, but no problem. Him and Jungle pretty was like, yo, come on, let's do it.
It's something about him. Something about Prodigy, like even though the bars and hooks thing went sour, it didn't work out, but it always seemed like that Prodigy
he still had love for them niggas. If you look at the picture where on my IG, and Mike DeLorean's in the picture with him. You get what I'm saying? And this is the time where the book and all that shit already came out and it's tension, but he still had genuine love for niggas. Like, you know what I mean? Regardless of what they did. Like, you know what I mean? I can't speak on, you know, what happened. Everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? They was just like bars and hooks. Like, I got history with them. We the same age, went to the same school, same hood, grew up with different situations. So if the business ain't right and you know, when you got that young hood mentality, the first time you feel like you violated, you gonna violate.
Yeah, you gonna violate.
So that's ain't nobody gonna say now. I bet now they business mind is so they so you know
developed.
Super developed and business minded now. They would have thought twice on doing shit. You know what I mean? So it's crazy.
Man, how did that? What was the impact of that book in the hood? Because you know, like we've had other people on it.
I'm not even going, man.
Yo, that's what I was about to say. Everybody people talk around it, but nobody really talks about how impactful it was.
Because it's y'all from the hood, so it's hood politics. It's certain shit that should never be spoke on outside of the hood.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you can't publicize that shit, man. You can't glorify none of that shit. Like, nah. And then certain shit you say some shit was fabricated because it's like I know, you know what I mean, some of the stories, and it's like I don't know. But it's her, you know, politics, bro. It's politics, bro. You can't, you should know better.
Yo, talk about me in the industry. What's that about?
Man, it's just it is what they say it is. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So when I went to LA with Ron. Like I lived in LA for fucking probably like 10 years, like off and on. And that's when I like seen the industry. You know, just hanging with Ron. I done went to Jimmy Iovine crib. You know, I've been in a session with Dre. When I seen Dre have anybody in the room rhymes, right? You have to rhyme.
Right.
Niggas on their phone, he kicking them out. You know what I mean? On the spot. If you answer a text, he kick you out. He go around the room, hey, what line? Hey, what you got? What line you got for this? You know what I mean? From that to almost had 3 publishing deals. You know what I mean? Ron brought me to won a few spots. And I learned after I didn't get, the publishing deal, I went out to parties where all the writers from LA was. And it's just a circle.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's hard to get in that circle, nigga. You gotta be related, you know what I mean? Or the label gotta address, hey, this is our new writer. So yeah, that industry shit is really what it is, man. Unless you kick the fucking door down on your own, it's a lot of ass kissing. The lawyers run I learned that from Ron too. The lawyers run this shit. The lawyers have all the relationships you can't get. Shit, industry's industry, bro. For real.
Speak about, if you can, like specifically like lawyers' involvement in it, because that's an element that we talk a lot about, like business and the hip hop industry, and we talk a lot about labels and stuff like that, but we don't really spend much time talking about like lawyers' contribution to it.
Hey, because they got the relationships. So it's like, if I'm your lawyer representing you, right? And you like, damn, yo, Interscope is hot right now, man. I just need to play 1-2 records for Jimmy Iovine. Well, hey, you know what? I actually represent his nephew. You know what I mean? Or I know his wife. One call. You know what I mean? One call. They go from CEOs to top execs. Like, their relationships is different. So snap of a finger, they can get you in the, you know what I mean, in a position where you need to be. They run this shit.
Yeah. Do you feel like at that age you was able to really sit back, appreciate, and soak up that game, or do you look at it differently now?
Hell no! Hell no! I wish I could go back. I look at my history. I look at my journey so far. Like, it's not over, but I look at what I've been through, and I always wish the shit I know now. I wish I could go back and do shit over. Yeah, first from Nas' situation, it was Bravehearts and they Sean. Then he put him in. So he had too much going on. So I couldn't be an artist over there. That didn't go right or whatever. So with Ron, it was like, he's an NBA player. He doing mad shit. But little do people know, I did a lot of, he turned me into a producer. You know what I mean? So with like a law and a lot of female artists and artists he signed, I actually wrote a lot of shit. I engineered a lot of shit. So he kind of made me, a fucking, you know what I mean? To see it different from an artist's point of view. And if I could do it all over again, instead of being 200% loyal to niggas, all the contacts I've met from people, I would have been, yo, I got my own shit. You know what I mean? That's what I would have been different. But I don't regret it, though. Everything happened for a reason.
Yo, Rob, I don't know if you remember when we had Prospect on. We had Prospect on from TS, and I asked him something similar, and he was saying like one of the regrets that he had is that a lot of his relationships were by way of through like Pun and Fat Joe and stuff like that. And he said that in retrospect, he wished that he would have probably used those relationships. Made himself. What's up, Bundy? What's good? Peace, Bundy.
Facts, because they get you everywhere. They get you everywhere, bro. I got a lot of relationships from Ron, you know what I mean? Real relationships, you know what I mean? Yeah. Crazy shit. Just from doing little shit. If we was to walk in the club, like just Game 7 when they won the championship, I got niggas in the club. You know what I mean? Where it was Lindsay Lohan, Puff Daddy, shit niggas couldn't get in. So little shit like that, the relationships, you be surprised how, people remember little shit. Relationships means everything, bro. Everything.
So what prevented you from, when you were younger, what prevented you from kind of soaking up that game and utilizing it then?
Shit, I was just more observant, and that the wild side of me, like bugging and shit, I was kind of like, I was grown for my age, you know what I mean? I was hanging around niggas 30 years old and I was 16. So I learned a lot from hanging. All my peoples is older than me. I'll hang with an older person and a younger person. anything. So just learning, you know what I mean? Learning game from the older motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Soaking it up and applying it to my life. You know what I mean?
Or
Let me dig in your brain real quick. Just imagine this. If Nas and Have put an album together, what would you think that would sound like?
Masterpiece, man. Masterpiece. One of the greatest producers. Shout out Havoc. Always show me love. Like my relationship with every artist or OG is solid. Ain't no artist from Black Poet to Iman Thug to Nate to Littles that I can't, you know what I mean, hit up and talk to. I just feel like, man, I wish everybody was just, you know what I mean, kept the brotherhood, man. Just keep the fucking brotherhood, man.
Maybe it's your voice, bro. Maybe it's your voice that can tie that knot.
Nah, man, nah. My voice ain't strong enough. My voice is hurt to a certain. My voice would probably be strong if I had the bag. You know what I mean? If I had the bag and say, yo, listen, boom, yo, Interscope, Nas, Havoc, they won $2 million for the album, boom, on the table. You know, money talk.
Money talk. That's right.
Niggas have an album done in a week.
Yeah, Ken.
Do you ever see us in a time where you think all the QB cats can get together, man, or come together, or you think that's them play this course out?
No, we kind of could. Like Nas proved it already. You know, just off the QB Finest album like that. I don't think nobody ever, with just me doing the QB United album, was just trying to get the younger generation with the older generation. You know what I mean? So like, if you hear some of the tracks, it's a few young dudes with Rapanoid. You know what I mean? Try to mix it up. So, and I don't know. I think Nas is the only. Honestly speaking, I think Nas is the only one that can just hit anybody line and be, yo, come to the studio. I'm doing QB Part 2, and niggas will come.
Niggas will pull up.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah. I mean, he got, how you call it? I guess people have that much love for him, and they feel like, you know, he the OG of the hood.
Yeah, so. I mean, he's the king, bro. Like, come on, man. That's the king. That's like it's like Obama hitting you and say, hey, man, I want you to come to dinner. Fuck you and say, oh, that's Obama. I ain't going to dinner.
So tell us about the concept of Me versus the Industry. Because I heard the joint that is it 30 Summers that you hopped on the 30 Summers. So each track is like that you're adding a verse to an existing record?
Yeah. Thank you, because a lot of people was just like, when I threw that last little clip out and had who's featured on it, niggas like, yo, how you get the budget to get them? Like, they can't, you know, pick up the concept. Like, yo, come on, my nigga. Like, intellect. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's pretty much, you know what I mean? Me versus the Industry is pretty much just me, you know, like 50 Cent, you know, Jack, you know, or just Cube, you know, jacking for beats. You know what I mean? Just in the new millennium type, you know, type style, like.
Okay. So what records can we expect to see you having added a verse to besides the 30 Summers joint? And the 30 Summers joint is hot. I like how it came out.
Good looking. I did that joint Major Distribution off Drake and 21 Savage album.
Okay.
That's very different. Like I'm probably gonna shoot a video of that soon, cause the way I flipped it, and when you hear the project, you'll know, like, you hear Major Distribution, you hear what they rapping about, but then when you hear, I'm actually talking about Major Distribution, industry shit. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's like the one joint. I did Super Plug, Benny the Butcher Super Plug.
Okay.
And I actually, you know, rap like the Super Plug. You get what I'm saying? But when you hear it, and I engineered, mixed, I did all that shit myself. So when you hear me chopping it up, it actually, some of this just sound better than the actual records that they drop. You know what I mean? In my opinion. But it just gives you a different perspective, like on an artistry level. Who is doing that right now? You get what I'm saying? Facts.
Yeah, nobody. Yo, why is it that? Because you we talk about like the uniting of artists and bringing all these artists together for like this grand project. You know, I hear you talk a lot about like how the finances make people move to be interested in doing it. Why is it, do you think, that people can't see the bigger vision and see how potentially doing it for nothing could potentially lead to a bigger bag?
Because they both got to be on the same page. That's like y'all three coming up with an idea and just, it clicks. You say, yo, I think we should do this. Then you say, I like that, but I think we should do this too. And then he say, nah, but we should do this too. And y'all all three be like, oh shit, let's do it. Without no money, you know what I mean? The money gonna come later. So it's just being on the same page outside of the bag, outside of, yo, I just got the bag, no idea. What y'all want to do? Because I'm gonna do it if y'all don't. Oh shit, yo, we on it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Different.
Like sometimes I feel like it's there's some people that you could sell on a vision, on what your vision is, and there's some people that they align with the vision and they like, yo, I really see, I appreciate the vision, and I feel good about it. Like, yo, we gonna walk this walk together and we gonna get to that. And there are some people that, you know, like this, they may not necessarily connect with the vision, and what they connect with is the financial reward, like the compensation around it. But yo, you know what's crazy about that? Think about how many people potentially have shortchanged themselves out of things because they couldn't see the vision. Whereas, you know, I'll give you a prime example. One of the stories I hear, you mentioned Sean Money XL earlier. I don't know where I heard the story about Sean Money XL, and for 50s, Get Rich or Die Trying, joint that Sean Money supposedly sold like his publishing or something like that, and wanted money for like all the recording, the previous recordings and stuff he did, and they was trying to get him to keep the publishing, and his attorney even told him like, yo, don't give up your publishing, but he ended up getting paid and end up losing his publishing. Now, if you think about the money he could have generated from Get Rich or Die Trying,
man, made me a big. I was always hip to Sean Money, but I was a bigger fan. You know, just knowing the joints he did on that and just the contribution for 50 whole career. It's like, I don't know. That's like that's a win-lose situation. Because it's like, hey, I'm in the jam. I need some bread.
Right.
That's how every artist is fucked over off of publishing. I don't care if you can get a contract right now, but you know you got 10,000 in the bank right now left to your name. And they say, hey, this contract is fucked up. But shit, it's 2 million right now. What you gonna like? What are you gonna do? It's like we can't answer it. Only you got the answer to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just, you know, it's I mean, you're right, because I do think people are in perspective where you like, damn, like, you know what, my phone bill got to get paid now. I got to pay my mortgage.
Every artist, it comes to that. Because how the fuck you gonna be up and then be like, well, I ain't gonna get no money later for this shit. I'm gonna sit on it. Look at the Beatles, Michael, and all these niggas sat on their shit. You know what I mean? So niggas is damn near dead. And the family, yo, this is my will. Yo, listen, no ideas. Hold my shit down. You know what I mean? It's gonna take y'all to the top. You don't even know what's in there. And the you know, the industry is like, hey, yeah, we snatching that. No, I left that off. Yeah. Man.
It's you know what it is? It's kind of like the when you see like people win the lottery and they be like, yo, you could have, you know.
Yeah, I just said that. 5 million, you can have, yo, it's a rape. I give you 5 million. I give you no. It was fucking. I give you 2 million in like 5 years or some shit, like 20,000 a month, or take 800,000. No, take 800,000. You know what I mean? Now after taxes, nigga, or take 5 million. Take 5 million in 5 years.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Because people are thinking in the media, they only thinking about the now.
Yo, did you hear that breakdown? Here's 5 million in 5 years, or here's 800,000. Oh shit! Now I could be dead tomorrow. Give me the 800.
Yo, but you know what the counter argument to that has been though? Like now people are saying like, well, maybe 5 million today ain't gonna be 5 million tomorrow. I get that, but I still feel like that.
Man, unless you invest that shit, nigga. And a lot of the average black person, they think about investments and, you know what I mean, how to flip the money the right way.
Burn that up,
yeah. Sorry,
yeah. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's you know. So what? I guess from an artist perspective, like even you, and you talking about getting projects done on the strength for might not necessarily have the budget. Like, how do you get people to buy into your vision?
Hey, that's the likes I like about, you know, the era we in now, because a lot of shit is like pertaining back to what you said, to where producers see the vision. You get what I'm saying? A lot of unknown producers is getting out there because they just throwing beats at niggas. They going on your page, they reviewing your shit. Oh, this dude is dope. Inbox, yo, I like you. Let's work. Before you know it, off of your followers alone, a situation come.
Right.
So it's like, you know what I mean?
Right.
This shit crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, Rob.
Yo, I just wanted, you know, my one last mention was that freestyle you did on Ultra Black, my nigga.
Hey.
Thank you, bro. Thank you from a hip hop lyricist, someone who
love
loves
that.
lyrics and know how to flip, you know, a track. You did that shit, bro.
Appreciate it, man. That little video I did myself, but I kind of I like to throw the visuals, you know, off the punchline so they can catch it. Because some people, you know, it's not, you know, bar literate. So, you know, I just did that I did that. Yeah. I did that on the Struff and Nas. Like, he always been my inspiration. Like, you know what I mean? And that was one record. I always, out of all his albums he dropped, I always find a few records that I say, oh, I could flip that shit over. And Ultra Black was just so crazy. If you hear the way he's coming on it,
right?
How can you not come? You know what I mean?
And then when the way you chopped it, I was like, that was a dope rendition of that shit.
Man, I had to, bro. It's no way. I'm representing Queensbridge. There's no way if he hear it and be like, oh
yeah, you did it justice. Absolutely.
Oh, facts. Appreciate it. Salute.
Yeah, Ken.
Hey man, I just want to tell you, man, keep it up, because you might be able to be that bridge, man. You out there stoking QB. You got the connects. You got the young and the old. You might be able to bring it all together, man.
Salute. I appreciate it. To respond to that, I'm more like I said, I'm a young OG now. Like my time ain't passed. Music is timeless. Number one, my time ain't passed. I just took a lot of time off from just having my hands in other shit.
Right.
So I just, you know, I'm like, you know what, 2023, you know what I mean? Let me just drop a few, you know what I mean? Mixtapes, EPs, get it out there. My overall is, if I was to ever anything break from these records I'm dropping, I have a roster of, you know, niggas, artists from Queensbridge. I already know that. Listen, we know how the business, business is right. Just get in there, like the work ethic. Because that's what a lot of niggas, they lack that. They lack. I seen it. I know it. They lack that. Straight up. Even with a budget. Niggas that get 100,000, I need a project in a month. It'll be 4 months, 6 months later, niggas have a half a project.
Yo, I don't know if you saw Cormega's interview on, I think, Bag Fuel. Did you see Cormega's interview on Bag Fuel? You seen what Cormega said? I was like, damn, like, yo, finally somebody gets it. Cormega was talking about how dudes get a budget or whatever it is, and they'll go to the studio and sit at the studio and try to write or whatever it is, and write for hours and hours and blow through their budget instead of writing their rhymes at home and just going into the studio to record.
I mean, every artist is different. Shit, like I got access to a lab to where, you know what I mean, I could sit in there and do that. But some people, they vibe different. Niggas, from an artist perspective, if I sit home and just play a beat and write, it's cool. But versus me going in the studio or, you know what I mean, $200 an hour, the ambiance is set, the speakers is this shit, the beat hitting, that shit gonna come out way different. Way different. So every artist is different, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Cormega was like, nah, I'll write my joint. I have my stuff to go.
He a vet, bro. He a vet. Like, that shit, he's not even writing. He should be freestyling. Nas don't even write. I witnessed that plenty of times. So when you at that level, you shouldn't even be writing. You go in there and play the beat, it's done.
Yeah. But you see the difference now in the studio though, like the same way we talked about the evolution of creation of music, like from the DATs to the 2-inch reels to now went from this big huge studio to now, I'm just gonna go down to my basement and record.
Facts, where like back from my uncles, like I said, I learned a lot about Pro Tools. Like I mix, I engineer myself. So it's like if you get your shit fully blown, all the plugins, you have a big studio in your laptop.
Yeah.
Mm.
You don't have to go nowhere. That's why like all these, all of the young rappers is coming out dropping shit. These ain't the niggas that mix Ready to Die and
Right. It ain't no rocket
Reasonable
science
Doubt.
no more.
You know what I mean? These ain't these big engineers. These niggas is high school students mixing that shit,
Yeah.
throw effect on it, and it's ready to go.
Yeah. That's a fact. So, any last words? Anything you want to close with?
Shit, several, I guess. Yo, shout out No Ideas Podcast. This interview was magnificent. Like I didn't even
Appreciate you.
I expected, but I didn't expect it like the way y'all brung it, you know what I mean? Questions and everything.
Appreciate you.
Shit. The project coming out, top of the year, me versus the industry. Probably gonna do like 10 non-tracks. I'm not gonna 30 tracks, like we ain't doing all that. Got another project, Trap and Field. I kind of been dropping singles off that. So I'm gonna actually throw that out. Working on a joint with Straight Bangers. Shout out Straight Bangers. We actually gonna be working on that soon. I got another secret. I'm gonna blow it up. Shout out Ayatollah. That's my dude. We working on a project too. I got several joints with him. I'm kind of sitting. I'm not rushing none of these records. I'm sorry, Ayatollah. You gotta have to wait, but it's gonna be a match. You know what I mean? Shout out him. I got that coming, and yeah. Shout out Metta World Peace. He's still out there. Hella investments. He in the tech world. He got his own league, sponsored by Boost Mobile. So niggas is working. Shout out, my guy, Ruck, Mr. QB, got the clothing line. I am the brand. I am QB. Go to check him out. I am the brand, and get some gear, black owned, and
right.
That's what we doing, man.
And catch Challace on the No Ideas original podcast project also.
Yeah. Went stupid on that real quick. Stupid, real quick.
Yo, we want to thank everybody for pulling up and watching tonight's show. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't. Comment, subscribe, share the video. Salute. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night. Yo, Challace, chill for a minute with us behind the scenes. I want to build.